Hi friends, I am here to do September's library haul. If you're new here, I'm Michelle and I love to support my library and I will go to the library. Sometimes I put on holds. A couple of these are holds. Um, and yeah, I just like to browse the shelves and find things that pique my interest. Some of them get read and some of them don't. So you'll see a theme with September's books. Some of them are very short, and that is for Shorty September, which is a readathon I'm doing, and which I'll put the hosts in the description box below. Some of them are books that I've read about on prize lists. I think mainly the Booker or International Booker. Can't remember which one I'll put here, which one it is. And then just others that I have gotten out before and didn't have time to read them then. Hopefully I'll have time to read them now. If not, I can take them back unread and get them out again. Because that's the joy of the library, right? They don't care if you read them. They care if you check them out because that helps them know kind of how many people are coming, the checkout rates, all that kind of stuff. So let's start with the ones I have in my lap because there's a stack. There's always a stack. So the first one is definitely the cover caught my eye. This is The Night Guest by Hildur. It's covering, the stickers are covering up the author's name, Hildur Nustor. My pronunciation is horrible. But this is done as in yet another doctor's office. She knows her constant fatigue is a sign that something's not right, but physicians dismiss her symptoms and blood tests don't reveal any cause. Anyone with a chronic illness will relate to that. When she talks to friends and family about it, the refrain is the same. Have you tried eating better, exercising more, establishing a nighttime routine? She tries to follow their advice, buying everything from vitamins to sleeping pills to a step counting watch. Nothing helps. Until one night she falls asleep with the watch on and wakes up to find she's walked over 40,000 steps in the night. Okay, that's all I want to read. It sounds really good. There is, like in that description, definitely, as someone with a chronic illness, could relate to doctors, all the tests coming back normal. Friends are like, have you eaten kale? Have you tried yoga? All that kind of stuff. Really curious about that one. I think it's horror, so we'll see. We'll see how I do on that one. This one is one that was on a prize list last year, maybe, or maybe a couple years ago. This is also covered up by the stickers. This is Minor Detail by Donye Shibili, translated by Elizabeth Jaquette. And this is about the experience of life under occupation in Palestine and reveals the difficulty of piecing together the shards of a narrative concealed by a fragmented history. So it begins in the summer of 1949, 1 year after the war that the Palestinians mourn as the Nakba, the catastrophe that led to the displacement and expulsion of some 70,000 people. Israeli soldiers attack a group of Bedouins in the Negev desert, killing everyone except a teenage girl. They capture the girl, do horrible things to her, and then bury her. And then there's many years later, in the present day, near present day, a woman in Ramallah tries to uncover some of the details surrounding that episode with the young girl. So it is really short. It sounds like it's going to be a hard read, but I've been interested in this since I read about it, and my library didn't have a copy of it, and now they do. So that's awesome. This is an author that I did get her memoir out last month and wasn't able to get to it, but I had requested her novel. I read an article by this author. She's a journalist as well, and it just, her writing style really vibed with me. So this is Family and Other Calamities by Leslie Gray Streeter. This is about Dawn Roberts, who's an entertainment journalist, has a lot to work through: a widow's grief, betrayals of family and friends, and scandals that almost tanked her reputation. Not that Dawn dwells on the past. Well, hardly. She returns to Baltimore with her husband's ashes. She can't avoid it. In fact, she's diving into decades of backstabbing and treachery for her first trip home in years. Yeah, and then she reconnects with someone, I think. So that's one. I don't know that this would count for Shorty September. Shorty September is under 200 pages. This is under 250. So maybe if we expanded it a little bit, it might. I know this is on a prize list, and I'll put below what prize list it's on. This again covered up. I know they have to put the sticker somewhere. Misinterpretation by Lida Zoga. In present-day New York City, an Albanian interpreter reluctantly agrees to work with Alfred. Oh, I do remember this. So this is a Albanian refugee who survived some torture, and the main character is an interpreter for therapy sessions. And then it kind of brings to the surface some of what the interpreter, our main character, dealt with themselves. So this is 287. So not really Shorty September, but it sounds interesting nonetheless. So this one I have gotten out before. I don't know if this was on a prize list. It may have been. It's Whale Fall by Elizabeth O'Connor. This is about, it's in 1938. A dead whale washes up on the shore of a remote island off the coast of Wales. For 18-year-old Minoy, who has never left the island, it feels like both an ominous portent and a symbol of what may lay beyond the ocean, the island shores. Can't read. Living with her father and her sister, to whom she reluctantly but devotedly became a mother figure following the death of her mother, Minoy can't shake her growing desire to explore life beyond the beautiful yet blistering harsh islands with her hard scramble family has called home for generations. Hello, what's going on with me? It sounds like it's kind of it'll be a slower literary fiction. So I have been interested in that for a while. And I think I got it out once before. And this one, I should say, is like 200 pages, and some of the pages are very short. So this could count for Shorty September as well. And then this one, I just, again, cover called to me, the title, subtitle. This is A Kind Life, Eat Plants, Buy Less, Slow Down, and Save the Planet by Karina Molaben. This is a nonfiction. I feel like it's just going to be about the author's transformative journey toward an eco-conscious, plant-based lifestyle, offering relatable insights from her own struggles and triumphs. She's a young mother and activist. So these are all things that I'm curious about. Very much into slow life, eating plants, buying less, all those things. So curious about this one, and it is a short book. It's under 200 pages, so that would count as well. This one I know I've had out before, and it's been recommended to me multiple times. This is Role Playing by Kathy Yardley. That's right. And This is featuring, it's a romance featuring an older main character, which is kind of something I've been looking for. Maggie is an unapologetically grumpy 48-year-old hermit, and when her college-age son makes her a deal, he'll be more social if she does the same. She can't refuse. She joins a new online gaming guild led by a friendly healer named Otter. So that nobody gets the wrong idea, she calls herself Bogwitch. Otter is Aiden, a 50-year-old optimist using the guild as an emotional outlet from his family drama, caring for his aging mother while his brother plays house with Aiden's ex-fiance. Then they become virtual friends, and I'm sure it goes from there. All right, so this is also from the same prize list as Misinterpretation. This is Universality by Natasha Brown. This is late one night on a Yorkshire farm, in the midst of an illegal rave, a young man is nearly bludgeoned to death with a solid gold bar. And then a young journalist tries to find out the truth. That's all I want to hear about that one. This one I did have to wait a little bit for. I requested it right when I read about it. It's 152 pages, so this would definitely be a Shorty September book. So I really hope to get to this soon. There are no renewals on this one. Everybody wants to read it. This sounded really cool to me. I was doing there's some challenges that I'm doing, some year-long challenges that I'm doing, and I really needed to read like an adaptation, or was it a graphic novel? It might be a graphic novel, but I was looking for things and saw this and thought I would try it. I'm not a huge graphic novel person, but this is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, illustrated by Aya Morton, text adapted by Fred Fordham. So yeah, I'm just kind of a little interested. The Great Gatsby is a book that I really should reread at some point. I read it years ago in school, and I don't know, I didn't really get the hype, but it may read different on a reread. I don't know, maybe. This next one is a book that I heard about from Ashley. I don't know if she still has her channel. She used to have a channel called Bookish Realm. If she's still on, I'll link below. I don't think she's doing any videos right now. But I follow her on GoodReads, and she had rated this pretty high. So this is Chronically Dolores by Maya Van Wagenen. This is about Dolores, who's in the 8th grade, and she's diagnosed with a chronic bladder condition, who goes through some friend drama. Let's just put it that. She goes through friend drama, as many do in middle school. So that sounded really good. I'm really curious about this. Let's see. And it is in Own Voices. So the author, Maya Van Wagenen, had an incurable bladder condition when she was a teenager as well. So very curious about that one. This one, I've just always wanted to read it, and I've checked it out probably 4 or 5 times and never gotten a chance to read it. That's The Last House on Needless Street by Katrina Ward. Dead End Street, boarded up house. I mean, yeah. So I'm getting into my, hoping the spooky season is coming sooner. And then this one is another one that I've checked out multiple times. It's an essay collection. I have read a little bit of it, but I have not finished it. And that is The Cost of Living by Emily Maloney. And these are essay questions, or essay questions, essays about the healthcare system. And I think it's in the U.S. while she's in college, and yeah, just the cost of dealing with any kind of mental health issue or chronic condition. So timely and relatable, right? So that's my library haul. I'm pretty sure that's all of them. I'm hoping to read some of the short books for sure. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these and if you recommend them to read sooner rather than later. Let me know if you go to your library. I am a big library fan. I actually have two that I go to. Actually, these are from two different libraries. Should have said that. I work in one county, live in another county, and can go to both libraries. So that just makes it even better for me. Thank you so much for being here. If you would like to, please consider subscribing to my channel and find out at the end of the month if I read any of these library books. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.